Inserting the floor slab, inserted the walls onto our block. Notice on the plan view here, we still have the driveway we need to place in, and we also have the slab to put in the bottom of the chalet. Let's take a look at a 3D section view. Show marquee in 3D. You can see we've got the mesh, our double brick wall. Notice the cavity, that's to provide insulation. Obviously the chalet style is built in a cold weather climate. Notice the floor finish, the slab is 200 and the timber finish on the floor. Notice the paving around the outside of the house and the brick finish. So what we're doing now, we've put the walls in, we're going to place the slab in, then we're going to put the concrete paving around the outside of the house. Okay, here's a quick sketch. Notice that we've got the mesh and the heights. I'll just go through those as well. So ground zero is the bottom of our wall doing the slab, which is 200, and that's going to come, the top of it sits at the bottom of the double brick wall. Then we have a paver that goes around the house and the driveway. That's going to be 75 millimeters thick, brick thickness, and the top will be -25 below the slab level. At the bottom here we have our mesh that we've already inserted, and the top of the mesh is -100 below ground zero, which is the top of the slab. Let's go in and create our slab. First we'll go into options and element attributes and building materials. We're going to choose a structure. So let's go down here, concrete structural. Notice that the priority slider is pretty high and the slider for earth or mesh is pretty low. So that means we'll see the concrete where they intersect. What we're going to do is create a new structure. We're going to call that structure concrete structural, and let's call it chalet in brackets so we can find it, we can recognize it, and go OK. We'll just change the cut fill to 161 grey instead of green. Notice this is what it will look like, and we've got the surface concrete. We'll change that later on. So once that's done, we go OK. Go into options, element attributes, composites. Something that will suit us is FS02, which is 150mm floor, concrete floor with timber floor finish. Select that, and we're going to duplicate and rename this because we're going to change some sizes. Duplicate, rename it to structural concrete plus timber. So let's go in here. And structural concrete plus timber, and then just put chalet in brackets. That way you can recognize it. Okay. This is the sectional view. Notice that here's the concrete, then there's a batten, and then there's flooring on top. So we want to get rid of this batten. We just want the concrete, and we want the flooring, and we want it to come to a size of 200mm. So let's delete the space, the cavity space here, remove skin, and we just adjust the size of the concrete to 180. Thickness to 180, and the flooring is 20, which gives us 200, which is what we want. So save that, just go OK. And now we're going to set up our concrete slab. So select slab in the toolbar, double click the settings, the dialog box will open, and in here we don't need to change the size here. We're going to choose the composite that we created. So come in where it says composite. Let's go and find the one that we created, and here it is here, structural concrete plus timber chalet. Check that the reference plane is the top, and the top of the slab is going to be project 0, which is correct. We don't need to change this size. Let's go down to override the surfaces. With the timber, I want to choose the oak. I like the look of the oak, so I'm going to choose timber oak light. And underneath here, I'm going to choose just concrete surface and concrete surface. This is for the edges and the bottom of the slab. Notice the layer that it's on, Slab General, if we want to turn that layer off. Let's select OK. Insert the slab, just zoom in. We hold down the spacebar and the cursor turns into a wand. Make sure you select the outside of the wall. I'll zoom in a bit more. Make sure you select the outside of the wall, just click once and then go into 3D view. We can use the marquee tool just up here on the top left. Draw a box around our building, right click, show selection marquee in 3D, and there's our finish. The slab here is 200. We've got timber floor on top. We've got our double brick and ready to put the pavement in around the outside. Right click, show all in 3D, go back into the 2D view, right click, remove marquee, and now we're back. While we're here, I'll just show you with the guidelines or the reference lines. Make sure you hit the arrow. When I hold, I can select the reference line, drag it. Notice that there's a little garbage bin. The garbage bin will open and I can drop that line in. Be the same with this one. I'll just drop it into the garbage bin and get rid of it. Again, I can just drag it out and attach it. Click on the reference line, come and attach it to the outside of the building if I want to measure. So they're very handy to use. Make sure you save, ready for the next step.